Hey guys, welcome back to This Week in BJJ. Today we have Gianni Grippo, one of the best featherweights in the world on the show. Thanks again for being on, Gianni.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And Gianni's a good representative of what's referred to today as modern jiu-jitsu. And one of the techniques that's very popular now is a new guard called reverse de la Hiva. Gianni, what's one of your favorite moves in reverse de la Hiva?
Well, one of my favorites is actually not even to do a reverse de la Hiva move, but actually to transition into single leg X and X guard position. Something I've been working on for like the last year, and I've been feeling really comfortable with it in training and in competition, so hope you like it.
Cool. Let's take a step backwards and talk about what exactly reverse de la Hiva is.
Reverse de la Hiva, well, the de la Hiva, starting off with just the plain de la Hiva itself, is just going to happen when we're facing the outside here. When we're facing like the outside hip here, almost turning away from you here. Reverse de la Hiva is just basically the opposite, where instead of using my left leg to have the de la Hiva and hook your leg, I'm going to use my right leg on your right leg. So de la Hiva, I have the left on your right, and the reverse de la Hiva, I'm going to have the right on right. And most of the time,
This is a great way to stop the knee cut pass, right?
Exactly. Most of the time when guys go to reverse de la Hiva, the guys are going to try to knee cut here and try to pass from here. And what I'll always look to try to do to keep the distance, one key here, is to not put my foot all the way across here, because then you can start leg drag and push my leg over here. But what I like to do, once the guy starts trying to knee cut across, is I'm just going to keep the foot right on his hip here. So I try to have the ball of my foot right on the hip, so once he tries to cut the knee across, it's going to be difficult from here. And just to maintain for the time being, I like to stay there, or I can come back to de la Hiva, but we obviously have options from here to go into other positions and other sweeps. Okay.
So here we are on the reverse de la Hiva again. Maybe you came here because I'm trying the knee cut, and now what do you like to do from here?
From here, normally I like to just avoid these grips to begin with. Obviously, especially with stronger guys, and sometimes I get that I make the mistake of letting them get too close and tight here. First of all, just looking to avoid the grips entirely. But what I like to do, if I can, say they're cutting down here, they can stay down low, I break the grips. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna look to, once I feel comfortable, I'm gonna post my left foot on the mat, and my right hand is gonna go right on your lat here, and I'm gonna look to kick you away from me and create distance. Now from here, if your foot's still behind, what I wanna do, I wanna reach for your heel, I'm gonna pull out, and now from here, wrapping my arm around your ankle here, I'm just gonna come into the single leg X position. I'm gonna make sure I keep my heel in, tight on your hip, my toes pointed out. Obviously we have here, the referees might start giving us problems. So I'm gonna make sure I keep my heel on your hip and my toes pointed out here. I'm gonna make sure I keep my entire arm wrapped around. I'm not just gonna hold on to your ankle here, where you're gonna be able to kick out a lot easier. To have full control, I even like to hold on to my collar here. Keep my hips up, and then kind of almost bring them back down, so I'm very heavy on your leg right here. You try to move, it's gonna be very difficult. And now from here, we're in a good single legs position. But I don't really like to stay here too much, or I do like to stay here, but we can go into other options. And one option is going into the X guard. So what I'm gonna do, my next step is I'm gonna release. I'm gonna start to hook my legs high up. So the left leg that was on top here is now gonna be the top leg going into the X guard. And I'm gonna keep up high on your hip. I don't wanna come down low by the knee. I wanna stay high up on the hip, while my opposite leg is gonna be down close to the back of your knee. And now from here, I'm gonna start extending, kicking your leg out. My right hand is gonna control your knee so that you can't turn out, turn away. I'm gonna start coming up, under, and now I have the X guard position from here. What I wanna do here is I wanna keep my shoulders shrugged and my head tight to your calf here, so that now you're not gonna be able to kick around here. This position looks like it could be loose. If I was able to, if I stayed down here, you can kick out. If I kept my legs down here, you can easily get out. But so we wanna make sure we keep each step tight. I have my legs high up, tight. I'm keeping my foot flexed at a 90-degree angle the entire time. No floppy feet. Tight here, tight right above the knee as well. I'm not gonna be low, right on top. Now we're gonna do just a slight setup to get the, get the sweep from here. I'm just gonna extend out. And guys aren't gonna like me extending you out. So if we go back, you like staying kind of close. Your legs are closer together. You feel just more comfortable there. So what I do first is I'm gonna kick you out. The guy's reaction is gonna be to step back. And when he steps back, when he steps back, I'm automatically just gonna reach for the ankle and start kicking out and going for the sweep here. What I'm doing, and it's hard to show slow, but when you're stepping back, before you even step your foot back on the mat, I'm gonna start reaching for your ankle. So you never even have a chance to step back. If I allow you to step back and place your foot on the mat, even if I hold on to your ankle and kick out, it's gonna be hard for me to finish the sweep. But while your foot's up, if I can reach for the ankle, complete the sweep, it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah, you don't let me put my weight down.
No. So once you step, that's gonna be your last step you take.
Right.
You start stepping back, then we start reaching for the ankle.
Okay, let's see that again.
So starting from reverse de la Riva, you're gonna be cutting your knee across. I'm gonna make sure I avoid these grips, and I'm gonna start looking to post my left foot on the mat, and my right hand is just gonna go right to your lat. So I'm here, I kick out, and I start reaching for your ankle, and now I lift my hips high up. I never wanna have my hips low down to the mat, hips high up, and almost just wrapping right around your leg here. I can control the collar if I feel comfortable. Either way, I wanna make sure I keep my entire arm wrapped around, and from here, I'm in a really good position. Now to transfer into the X, all I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna focus on my feet. I don't wanna let go of this grip here or start scooping underneath until my feet are in the X grip position. So from here, I let go of the single leg X, and I'm gonna start going into the X position while my arm is still wrapped over. I'm just gonna kick out here, extend you. My right hand is gonna go to the back of your knee so you can't start turning your knee outwards, which would make it difficult for me. Turn the knee in. I'm gonna scoop under, see how I come up to my shoulder here. I'm not gonna keep it here because now you can start bringing your knee down and start giving me problems. I'm gonna make sure I have it high up on my shoulder here, and my left hand is now gonna reach above your knee, and I'm just gonna clamp down right here. I'm gonna use my head and my shoulder to really keep your leg stuck. If you try to even lift up your leg, I can even just follow you there. Same thing with this. If you try to lift up your leg, keeping my feet flexed and keeping it high up on your leg, it'll make it hard for you to step out. If I stay low here, it's gonna be easier for you to step out, and now I have to try to follow you. But if I keep it high up, we're gonna be good to go. So from here, now I'm gonna look to set it up. Obviously, set up's the most important thing, and also if I just try to go for the sweep here, it's gonna be very difficult. You have a good base right here, you feel heavy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna slightly extend you, knowing that you're probably gonna step back. Once you step back, it's a lot easier to finish the sweep, and automatically we start looking to pass.
Very nice. Could you also do a tripod sweep from there?
You can do a tripod sweep from there. There's a few things you can go for. So like, say we can even be right here, extend, and you can even just sweep back, or you can start going into other things. That's mainly what I go for though.
Okay.
Going into the X from there. A lot of guys like to come out and start going for like one of Braulio sweeps from here. But from here, what you can do is you can extend out, start sliding the hook down. And as soon as you come down to the mat here, start grabbing onto the pant leg and start looking to come up right away. And then I can start looking for the pass. So automatically, we're starting to get ourselves into a good position. We don't want them to settle into their guard.
Right.
I noticed this grip's very important because a lot of guys all of a sudden like playing de la Riva. And if I come up right into their game, we start having problems. So as soon as I sweep here, I'm automatically looking to push away and start figuring out my pass from here. So, one more time if you want.
Yep, one last time, full speed. Sounds good.
So from here, I'll extend, come up, go into the X from here, back to the knee. I'm just gonna kick out, come back, land this from there.
Awesome. Gianni, you're an excellent teacher.
Thanks
for sharing
appreciate
today.
it.
And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time on This Week in BJJ.
That concludes this installment of This Week in BJJ. Watch and review past episodes on iTunes and YouTube. And then be sure to join us again right here for another live edition of This Week in BJJ. Brought to you by BudoVideos.com.